Hello everybody, my name is Marco. How's it going? I'm TwoTuned. And oh boy, have I been getting requests for this album, Nirvana's Incesticide. Now, I've been doing a lot of research for this album because this album is a bit different than the other studio albums I have been reviewing. This is a compilation album. This album has B-sides, outtakes, covers, alternate recordings of tracks. Everything about this album is just different. And I wanted to come into this not sounding like an idiot, so I actually took the time to do a little research. And I've already listened to this album a few times through to get a feel for what I want to say before I say it. I have the Wikipedia article pulled up for each of these tracks, and I'll talk about each of them whenever we get to them. Without further ado, let's get into the first track on Incesticide, Dive, which was released in 1990 on the Sliver single. Ooh, yeah. Man, I love the bass in the background. I really am digging the bass. I really love Kurt's vocals on this track too. I mean, they just sound so crisp. He has that raspy yelling that he does like the entire time. It's not like going from like a calmer voice to his screamy raspy voice. It's like screamy raspy voice the whole time. What does that mean? Like I said, I don't usually question Kurt's lyrics. Hit me, yeah. I'm real good at hating. Again, I don't know what that's referring to, but it sounds good. It sounds, oh my god, it sounds good. Oh man, the bass, again, I love the bass. Oh man, I love it when Nirvana just lets all, like, the guitar distortion just kind of play out at the end. I love it. Dive is just a catchy earworm of a song, especially the chorus. Just the repeated line of dive in me over and over and over again starts getting in your brain. I don't really know what the song's talking about, but that's something I've said with a lot of Nirvana songs. I'm gonna be honest, before I started listening to Incesticide, I had never heard Dive before, and it was one of the songs that I just kind of instantly clicked with. Alright, what's a better time to talk about my rating system than when I'm fixing to rate the first song? If I don't like a song or I think it's ass, it gets this Chinese knockoff gaming system. If I think a song is just okay or mid, it gets the McDonald's Mambo sauce. And if I like a song or I think it's good, it gets my favorite pair of sunglasses, which this song obviously gets my favorite pair of sunglasses. I mean, this song just sounds like a classic Nirvana song that's just not on any studio album. At least for Dive, it really does sound like it is in between Bleach and Nevermind. On to the next song, Sliver, which, if you couldn't tell, also came from the Sliver single. Oh man. The bass is always good on Nirvana songs.
My mom and dad went to a show. They dropped me off at Grandpa Joe's. I kicked and screamed, said please no. Grandma take me home, Grandma take me home, Grandma take me home.
I can relate to this song. There was a time in my life when my parents were divorced. They're back together now, but during that time when they were divorced, I would end up having to stay at my Mimi's house or my grandma. For you nerds out there. I had days where I did not want to go over to my Mimi's house and I just wanted to stay home because at the time I didn't understand that my mom was a single mother working a 9-to-5 trying to make enough money to own a house and keep food on the table, and she couldn't afford a babysitter, so we had to go stay at my Mimi's. But still, you know, I wanted to stay home. Looking back now, I honestly don't know why I didn't want to stay at my Mimi's. I love my Mimi, but as a kid, I guess I just wanted to stay home. I don't know. Something I cannot relate to. My Mimi was a wonderful cook. My favorite thing that my Mimi ever made was this vegetable beef soup. Oh my god. It's just, it's so good. I mean, maybe he stubbed his toe or something. I don't fucking know. I really love how Kurt can be singing and then he can just start scream singing and it sounds so broken, like it's hurting him, but it also sounds so good. After dinner, I had ice cream. Ooh. I fell asleep and watched TV. I woke up in my mother's arms. This song just speaks to my soul when I get into the mindset of where I was when I was like 6 or 7 years old. The song is catchy as fuck, even if he says, "Grandma, take me home." Maybe a little bit too much. Of course, he had to change it up. Can't end a Nirvana song on a happy note. You just can't. I mean, yeah, I enjoyed this song. It was a good song. I think the "Grandma Take Me Home" line, at first, with how he's singing it, it just kind of like, it just kind of like, "Grandma, take me home. Grandma, take me home." Like, it just goes on and on and on and on. I think it does it 4 times, then it repeats the 4 times again, so it says it 8 times, and it's like 4 times too much, man. But after he starts scream singing, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it for the world. Admittedly, Sliver is a song that had to grow on me. Like most of these songs, I hadn't really heard them until I listened to Incesticide, Sliver being one of them. And when I originally heard it at first, I was like, I didn't really get it at first. But after a couple listens, I think it finally clicked for me. On to the next track, Stain, which came out on the Blue EP. This definitely sounds like a song that could have been on Bleach, which makes sense because I believe the Blue EP came out the same year as Bleach. I don't know. I wasn't there in 1989. I was -15, in fact. I like that solo, but I don't think it hits as hard as some of the other Nirvana solos on other songs. But it wasn't bad. I'm not complaining. Honestly, I'm surprised that wasn't on Bleach. Probably could have replaced one of the songs I wasn't a big fan of. But I did like that. I did like it. Did get really repetitive after like the first time he said, "Well, he never bleeds and he never fucks." It's one of those songs, like, I like it for what it is, but like I wouldn't really seek it out to listen to it. The only thing that really holds it back from being something I would like come back to is if it had like any variety. Like I like that this song is as short as it is because I feel like if it repeated that verse and chorus again for a 4th time. Alright, on to the next song, Been a Sun. Now things start getting interesting with what kind of version of what song this is. At least on Spotify, it says this is from the BBC Mark Goodyear session, but the original version of Been a Sun was also on the Blue EP, but this was just an alternative version that they decided to release on Incesticide. I have heard both versions. damn, she should have died when she was born, because she should have worn the crown of thorns. That's like the most fucked up way to tell someone they're useless. The namesake of the song is she should have been a son. Like, whatever she is isn't what she should be. I don't know who the she is that Kurt's referring to, but damn, I'd hate to be her.
She should have stood out in a crowd. She should have made her mother proud. She should have fallen on her stance. She should have had another chance.
Damn! What's Kurt's problem with the she that he is referring to? What did she do? I mean, at least just going off of the lyrics, I'm guessing that this is Kurt's roundabout way of like kind of talking about like misogynistic views against women, because I know Kurt was like a big proponent for like women's rights and stuff like that. Kind of like in the same grasp of like Polly and Me, where he was using like the abuser's perspective to talk about like a serious issue. It might be something like that, but other than that, I don't know. She should have been a son. I mean, that could be taken like a dad that's upset that he had a daughter and not a son. Whatever it's about, it's pretty goddamn catchy.
She should have been a son.
I mean, it might be because I heard this version of Been a Son before I heard the Blue EP version, but I vastly prefer this version. I like how it kind of just gets to the point of the song. This version of Been a Son is just way faster, because the Blue EP version is decently slower than this version. Not that this version's singing is like significantly better, but I think the mixing on Kurt's vocals on this version of the song are a lot better than the Blue EP version. Yeah, but for a song about some girl who should have been a son, it's a pretty goddamn good song. It's one of those like repeating repetitive Nirvana songs that like it kind of feels warranted because it is so short. It's not even 2 minutes long, which I think is another reason why I prefer this version. On to the next track, Turn Around, which is a cover song of a Devo song called Turn Around. Now I'm going to say this for this song and the next two, which are also cover songs from the same EP, the Hormoning EP, if you wanted to know. I did hear these versions of those songs before I went and listened to the originals, and I'm going to judge these three songs based on them being good cover songs instead of them being good Nirvana songs, because they're not Nirvana songs, they're covers. But yeah, I'm just saying that so I don't have to repeat myself saying that for the next two songs. Oh man, I love the distortion.
Take a step out of yourself and turn around. Take a look at who you are. It's pretty scary. How because who said don't look back? Don't believe them. Go for that crazy sounding restaurant, 'cause they're gonna try and get behind you. Don't you let them do it. You know what I'm talking about? You hear me talking? You hear me talking?
I hear you.
Take a good look. You're no big deal. Take a look at what you are. It's pretty scary.
Nirvana are just good at covering songs. It may be because I heard Nirvana's cover of this song before I heard the actual version, but I do prefer Nirvana's version of Turn Around to Devo's version of Turn Around. Nirvana's version's a lot heavier, a lot more distortion, where Devo's version is a lot more 80s synthy stuff. I can't lie, I think Nirvana did it better. We're on to the next track, Molly's Lips, which is a cover song of the Vaselines.
She said she'd take me anywhere. She'd take me anywhere as long as she stays with me. She said she'd take me anywhere. She'd take me anywhere as long as I stay clean. Kiss, kiss Molly's lips. Kiss, kiss Molly's lips. Kiss, kiss Molly's lips. Kiss, kiss Molly's lips.
I know it's not a Nirvana song, but another fast-paced song sung by Nirvana. You gotta love it. Doesn't seem like it would really fit in the Nirvana catalog, but they play it so well.
Kiss, kiss Molly's lips.
Honestly, I was surprised that the original song was shorter than this version. I did enjoy the Vaseline's version of this song, but Nirvana has the upper leg on this song because it doesn't have this weird horn just going in the middle of it. If Nirvana's gonna make or cover a song that repeats itself over and over and over, it better be fast. On to the next track. Son of a Gun, another Vaseline's cover. That was a decent cover. I think overall I enjoy Nirvana's cover of this song a little more than the original Vaseline's version. I enjoy Kurt singing the up, up, up and down part a lot more, but I prefer the Vaseline's The Sun Shines in the Bedroom When We Play part more. But to me, I'm not like the biggest fan of the original song anyway, so Nirvana's cover of a song that I'm kind of just indifferent to, like the original song is just decent and Nirvana's cover is also just decent. I also do like that Nirvana's version is a lot faster paced. It's like an entire minute shorter than the original, but it does just say the same thing twice over, and I'm not like that invested in the song itself. As a cover, it gets light sunglasses. On to the next song, New Wave Polly, which if you didn't know, Polly came from their album Nevermind. Would this technically be a Nirvana cover of a Nirvana song? Comes from the same recording session Incesticide's Been a Son came from.
Polly wants a cracker. Think I should get off her first. Maybe she wants some water to put out the blowtorch.
God, this is like the antithesis of the original version of Polly. I mean, where Nevermind's Polly was just depressing, acoustic, slow. This one just pumps you up. It's like he's speedrunning the song.
Let me clip dirty wings. Let me take a ride. Hurt yourself. Want some help? Free myself. Got some rope. Haven't told. Promise you. Haven't true. Let me take a ride. Hurt yourself. Want some help? Free myself.
God, I love Dave Grohl's drumming. Holy shit, dude. I feel like this version of the song would not flow as well if Dave Grohl was not keeping up with the tempo.
Polly said.
Polly said. Where Nevermind's version sounded lethargic, this version sounds like almost like he's bragging about what he's doing in this song. I get that this is just a different vibe to the song and it's not like really changing the meaning of the song at all, but the way that he's singing just gives off such different vibes that I feel like you could put like a different meaning to the song, even though that's just completely me.
Want some help? Free myself.
Kind of sounds like Kurt did not want to play Polly, but out of obligation, he's like, fine, you want to hear Polly? Here's the fucking fastest version of Polly you're ever going to hear. Is this version of the song better than the original? No. Is it a bad version of the song? Absolutely not. Am I glad it exists? Sure. It's nice to have alternate versions of songs, but like I said, nothing could ever beat the original. But as a different version of the song Polly, it is probably the best alternate version there ever could be of Polly. Like if anyone else tried to make a super fast-paced new wave version of Polly, I don't think it would have went well. But since Nirvana took it among themselves to do it themselves, they did it perfectly. For what it is, it's really good. On to the next track, Beeswax, which is from Nirvana's first studio demo tape. Sounds like someone got a can of WD-40 and is putting it up next and then go shh, 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 shh. gluing my manhood towards a manhole like Pepe Le Pew the scent. Even though I always say I don't ever question Kurt's lyrics, this just actually makes no sense. I'm starting to see why this was just on the demo tape and not on any album. I guess except this one. What does that mean? Oh, Kurt Cobain has a dick. I don't know why, but this song is bringing me back into the same headspace I had whenever I was listening to Floyd the Barber. Oh my god. It's like he's just saying obscene things just to be obscene. Like there's no rhyme or reason. I mean, shit. None of this shit rhymes. And the way he's singing it. Jesus fucking Christ. This compilation album has been so good up until right now. This is the third way that he has talked about his penis. Unless titillate is also a euphemism for his penis. Well, then that would make it 4. This song is just so bad it's pissing me off. At least on Spotify, the lyric says, I gotta be around pussy, and this is the way he said it. It's like he's not even trying to enunciate the brain-dead lyrics that he's come up with. No. Yeah, I see why that was left on the cutting room floor. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm not gonna lie, I think that might be the worst Nirvana song I have ever heard. I haven't gone through every single demo that Kurt Cobain has sneezed on, but just off of listening to all their studio albums and this one, I think Beeswax takes the cake for the worst Nirvana song. That oh my god, that was terrible. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad that song is over. On to the next song. Downer. Count your blessings, everyone who went and watched my Bleach video. Count your blessings, because we're listening to it now, but it's also originally came from Nirvana's first demo tape. Wow. Butcher sincerity, act out of loyalty, defending free country, wish away pain, handle the bottom, it's a safe little family, surrealistic fantasy, flamboyant. First off, holy shit, compared to Beeswax, this one is already so much better. I hear like a second voice in the background, not singing at all in line with Kurt's vocals. I don't know if that's Chris or someone else, or if that's just a really, really weird double track of Kurt's vocals. I don't know. Master writing. It wasn't on Beeswax. Hey, I may not be like in absolute love with this song, but it is kinda catchy. I can't say though, I'm not really in love with how that Kurt is singing this song. He said it! He said downer! Now that I know everyone's holding their breath since the Bleach video, how do I feel about downer? It's okay. The catchy chorus is the only redeeming quality for me. It does just sound like one of those Bleach songs that's just like a nothing track for me. But at least he can say it was better than Beeswax. On to the next track. Mexican Seafood, which is another demo. It started to sound like the best song from the demo tapes, and then the lyrics showed up, and it's like, yay, it's another gross song where he sings about gross stuff. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not a big fan of gross songs. That's usually what happens when you get a yeast infection. Beeswax, he couldn't shut up about his penis. And in this song, he won't shut up about what's coming out of it. Sometimes I enjoy Nirvana songs more when I have no idea what he's saying. Man, I got a little bit of a groove, even though the lyrics suck. I think if this song was purely instrumental, it would have been a good song. I think purely off of principle, I have to give this song the red Chinese knockoff like. Oh my god. I think I said enough about this song in my reaction to it. I don't want to talk I don't want to look at the lyrics anymore. So we're just gonna move on. The man said boogers. They got a little chuckle out of me. But then, like, I remembered literally everything else that was said in the song, and I immediately unchuckled that chuckle. I took that shit back. And on to the next track, Hairspray Queen, which again is another demo. Ooh. Oh my god. I wish there was a lot of variety in that demo tape. I was your mind, you were mine, my enemy, you were mine. I was your enemy, you were mine. I was your enemy, you were mine. I was your enemy. I may sound like a hypocrite, but I actually don't mind this. Now I know I complain about some of Kurt Cobain's singing, but here, the vocals intrigue me. And as I've listened to it multiple times, I've come to like it more and more. I especially love the guitar, man. What the fuck? The Witch Go God. Okay. I'm sorry, Kurt. I'm sorry, Kurt. I'm sorry. See, now you may be thinking, how could you like this song but not like some of the others? Well, you see, there's a thing called I'm right and you're wrong. I don't know, this song just kind of feels playful. Like, I know a lot of the songs, especially the earlier ones, Kurt's not taking it very seriously. This song is like one of the only ones in this nature of his songs that I actually feel like I'm in on the joke. Honestly, it's just his wailing vocals really make this song. If he didn't just go completely off the wall ape shit with those vocals, it would just be another, it was a demo. Okay. Would it be something I would show my friends? Absolutely not. But hey, I like it. On to the next track, Aero Zeppelin. This is another demo tape song. I absolutely love how different almost all of these demo songs sound. It's really cool to see how much variety they had in their early sound.
How cold you comes again, it's planned of yesterday. And you swear it's not a trend, there's not any way. There's a heat that's hard to friends, nothing news every day. You could shit upon the stage with your fans.
I mean, wow. You could shit up on the stage. There'll be fans. There'll be fans. Nirvana themselves did a lot of shit on their stages. They would break shit. They would get naked. They would spit in the cameras. And the fans loved it. You know, at least they practiced what they preached. I don't know if it's me, but lyrically, this feels like one of the most relevant Nirvana songs. All the kids will eat it up if it's packaged properly, steal a sound and imitate, keep a format equally. Not an ode, just the facts, where our world is nowadays. Shit. Leave it to Kurt to make a song looking at the state of like consumerism and like the quote unquote modern world. Modern when he made it, but it's still relevant. Like next to a song where he references his penis like 4 different times, and also a song where he talks about various different liquids coming out of his penis. It's like, it's tonal whiplash. That's what it is. Tonal whiplash. Leave it to Kurt to have a song with a really cool, important message, then end it with moaning. If anything, this song just holds more true now than it did when he recorded it. Kids will buy literally anything. I think just off of lyrics alone, I have to give this song my favorite Sunglasses. Off of principle alone, I was literally fixing to say like, man, this album is such a mixed bag. But then I forgot that this is literally a compilation album. On to the next track. Big Long Now. Not a demo. It was a song recorded during the recording sessions of Bleach. Just didn't make it to the Bleach album. I actually love the groove of what's going on right now. That's a complete lie, Kurt, and you know it. Oh my god. This does kind of just feel like another one of those Nirvana songs where Kurt's just kind of saying things for a feeling. As this song's going on, I'm just thinking to myself, why wasn't this on Bleach? There were a couple of songs that could have been replaced by this one. man, I feel like this is one of those songs where the message being said isn't as important as how the message is being relayed. I can feel the emotion coming from Kurt. Do I know what he's talking about? Not really, but I can feel what he's talking about. The emotion, the soul in his voice, the pain. It's just classic Kurt singing his feelings rather than saying them, or at least saying them in a manner that makes any fucking sense. That's probably not a song that I would come back to as often, but within this compilation album, this is definitely a highlight. On to the final track, Aneurysm. The version on Incesticide isn't the original version of Aneurysm. This version of Aneurysm was also recorded during the session where they recorded the Incesticide version of Been a Sun and New Wave Poly. But I have heard the other version of Aneurysm. Oh man, the switch up.
Come on over to the twist. Overdo it and have a fit. Love you so much, you made me sick. Come on over to the twist.
Man, dude, especially compared to the songs I just listened to, which were all Bleach era songs, night and fucking day. So much better produced than the songs that came before. Man, it's just his vocals are so much more crisp.
Come on over and share the shit.
I mean, when you read the lyrics, overdo it and have a fit, love you so much it makes me sick, come on over and shoot the shit, it really sounds like he's singing about a drug addiction. At least going off of Kurt Cobain's track record, we all know that he was addicted to heroin. Maybe I'm making connections to something that isn't actually there, but I don't know. Especially after his passing, everyone was saying that every song is about his heroin addiction. This one really seems like that's what it's about. I mean, even with the Beat Me Out of Me chorus, like it's taking the him out of him. He doesn't want to be himself. I mean, someone in the comments was probably going to correct me and tell me how completely stupid I am. Now I'm just saying what came to my mind. She keeps it pumping straight to my heart. Could be about drugs, or could be about love. I mean, at least with Kurt Cobain's track record with women also. Really could be either. Wow, what an ending to a compilation album. It's not like the same as saying that it was an ending to an actual album's experience. As a compilation album, they sure as shit picked a great song to end the album on. I mean, god damn. That song sounded like it probably could have been on Nevermind. I believe it was the B-side to the Smells Like Teen Spirit single. You know, that checks out. And like I said earlier, I have heard that version and also this version, and I gotta admit, I think I prefer the Incesticide version. It's just slightly faster. I don't know, it's like slightly faster and a little more intense. Like, they're both fairly even almost, but it just with that little bit of speed and that little bit of intensity, it really does come through as the superior version. What do I want to say about this album? One, it was an experience. It really is cool to see like a nice history of Nirvana songs from like 1988 to 1992. And I know this isn't like a studio album where there's an intended experience of you listening all the way through. It is literally just a compilation of different like songs that either didn't make it to an album or songs that had never been released before or alternate versions of songs that are already on albums, and they were kind of writing off the intense popularity from the Nevermind album. Like they needed something to release in between Nevermind and In Utero. But for what it is a decent experience. It's hard to compare this compilation album to the other 3 studio albums Nirvana's released, because at least for Bleach and Nevermind, it has bits and pieces of both of those albums in this album. As a compilation album, it holds that title very well. Honestly, it's got like the full range of quality. Beeswax and Mexican Seafood are all the way at the bottom. Songs like Dive and Aneurysm are like all the way at the top. And then there's like all the other ones in the middle, and they got some covers to throw in there to boot. And sure, this isn't the most coherent album experience. What can you expect from a compilation album? It's not going to be coherent. If I had to pick my least favorite song, I think Beeswax holds that title still, even though Mexican Seafood had some god-awful lyrics. Beeswax sounded terrible and had god-awful lyrics. Mexican Seafood had its funky moments compared to Beeswax just sucking ass the whole time. And if I had to pick my favorite, I mean, it may seem a little unfair putting some of these songs next to like the demo tapes. I think objectively speaking, Aneurysm has to be the best song on this album. The song that I pick as my favorite off of this album, I think I like Dive a little bit more than Aneurysm. Maybe it's just the bass on Dive or the Dive With Me chorus. I don't know. Something about Dive just makes me gravitate towards it more than I do Aneurysm. And if I had to give this album a rating, I think for a compilation album, see, it's difficult because my ratings are usually comparative to a musician's discography, but since this is a compilation album, it seems a little unfair to compare it to any of Nirvana's studio albums. Just purely based off of my enjoyment of the album and its songs, I can give this album a 7.5 out of 10. There are a couple stinkers that kind of stink up the rest of this album. This compilation album is really fun. It's very fun. There are a couple songs on here that I would genuinely add to my playlist. But anyways, that was how I felt about Nirvana's Incesticide. How did you feel about how I felt about this album? And while you're down there leaving your comment, tell me if there's any other artists you'd like to see me review and react to. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing. And I hope you have a good day, a good night, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya.